Hey everybody, my name's Paul, and this is a little video of my CRF450L. Just gonna go over the mods I've done, my little review on the bike, and where it's gonna go next, if I'm gonna keep it, if I'm gonna sell it. Yeah, so this is the bike. It's a 2019 CRF450L. I bought it 1 year unsold inventory, so I got a little bit of a discount on it. Ever since the bike was released, I knew I wanted it and kind of put a plan in to grab it. And had the bike about 2 seasons now. I love it. You know, it's that one bike that everyone says can do all, be all. It can do all, but you know, it's limited to being the best at one of those areas of riding, I guess you could say. So yeah, we'll go over what I've got done to it and what I would suggest to do if you are looking at buying one of these, and how I like it. All right, so first up on my list was I did the Renthal Titanium RC bars to get a little bit of height, fat bars. I still have some fat bars on it right now. They are Renthals. I'm not sure the bend, but I took off the titanium RC bend with a 104 height. These are about 100 height, so a little bit lower. I thought my back was too straight up when I was riding the single track. I needed to be more in the attack position, I guess you could say. So I still have them. I got them up here. Still use them one day if I feel like I want to get a little bit more height out of the bike or whatever. So next I did the fat bar clamps. They're hard to see, but they're there. I did the Bazaz ZFI piggyback tuner. So a lot of people on these bikes, they go straight to Vortex. I'm not too sure why everyone's just like, oh, Vortex, you know, but really all you need to do is change your air fuel ratio. So in stock form, yes, this bike sucks. Like, I actually thought of getting rid of it, but you went on the forums and everyone's like, you gotta upgrade it and it's a whole new bike. And let me tell you, it is a whole new bike when you upgrade it. The bike has a problem with slow speed stuff. So if you're just kind of going slow, first gear stuff, you go to get on the gas again and it just falls on its face and stalls. It's called flame out. There's a big theory on it, like why 4-strokes do that and stuff, but pretty much an exhaust and a tune fixes it. A lot of people say get the throttle tamer, but I don't see how that would really fix it. Biggest thing I found over doing like stock was +2 up in the rear sprocket. So I got the Renthal 53 tooth on the back, and that just gave me a little bit more confidence in the single track I ride here in Southern Ontario. I felt that when like first gear is too twitchy when you're riding single track, and when you would, like right before a hill or something, you'd go to give it a little bit of gas. Sorry about that. Yeah, right before a hill or something, you would go and give it a little bit of gas and it would just fall on its face. Even with the FMF and the Bazaz tuner that I have on it. So 53 tooth in the rear, I would recommend if you're riding off-road. On road, it's now going to bring your RPMs up higher, and you know, it's not the greatest for the road, but that's up to you guys and what you want to do with the bike. I know it is a dual sport. The way I ride the bike is almost like I trailer or put it in the back of the truck and I meet my friends at some single track, and that's just kind of the way I like it. I will do some connecting trails that require the road. That's why the bike, I guess you could say, is why I wanted it street legal. I do have some trails 10 minutes from my house, so I'll go 10 minutes up the road in the way it is now and just ride it on the side of the road or straight down the middle. All right, so you can see I did the FMF Q4 with the FMF Mega Bomb header. These parts are 450X. Anything 450X will fit a 450L. From what I've been told and what I've ordered, everything that I've got is 450X. I did the San Diego Powerhouse Thermostat and Emission Systems Delete. So this here is the thermostat bracket that gets rid of it. I guess you could say it still retains the sensor and allows the water to go through there. This side gets plugged off. You can see through this area when you have all the emissions stuff, which I would highly recommend getting rid of depending on where you live. There's a charcoal canister, an air pump, a little catch can for the shit that it catches, I don't know, and it's a lot of crap. So the San Diego Emission System Delete was pretty good. Took a while to get here, but I would highly recommend it. All right, I did the Cycra Pro Band handguards, Cycra Pro Band Ultra handguards. I like them a lot. They got this aluminum that goes all the way around. Mine are powder coated a candy red. This is my second set of plastics. I smashed up the first ones. All right, I have a 2022 450L front number plate. I smashed up my first one right here, and then I kind of like this little Honda symbol and the all red accents. So I need to get another one. You can see this little screw right here. I hit a tree, pushed the headlight in, which ripped out this plastic, and then I just have this little bolt and washer there holding it. This is for the headlight aiming up and down. I did tubeless systems in the rim. So that is the New Tech tubeless. A lot of people recommended that, just, you know, save a bit of weight for the rotating mass, and then you can go down a lot on the air pressure. So there's a tube that hugs the inside of the rim all the way around, so you have a bead lock all the way around. This little valve here goes up to about 100 psi, and then you can put in your tire pressure here. So I usually run like 8 pounds, which is not very good. Usually you would punch a tube, right? But the less pressure you have, the more traction you have. So that was one of the biggest improvements I've noticed, was just going to be going down on your air pressure. You can see I'm running full non-street legal knobbies. These are the Dunlop Geomax AT81s. They're a great all-terrain tire. I got a 120/90/18 on the back, 21 on the front. That is amazing. Okay, the bike's a 450. It's great, but you take those 50/50 tires and you put them on the dirt, you go to hit the gas and you're just spinning. The biggest difference I noticed with this bike was getting some tires that can actually hook up. Like, I'd be able to now do wheelies when I would just be spinning it, and it was amazing. And like the confidence in leaning the bike over in the single track and in sand, and yeah, it was amazing. I did the Motion Pro coolant bottle delete. I don't think I've already said that. So there's usually a coolant bottle down here. It's kind of big. I sometimes take this skid plate off to run supermoto, and I just thought it'd be nicer and cheaper and easier to just mount this little coolant bottle here, overflow. I was thinking of just dumping it out to the ground like a normal dirt bike, but retain a bit of the OEM styling. I did the Seat Concepts Comfort Standard. This took like a year to get here from the time I ordered it. I am in Canada, so everything is expensive to get, and takes a while to come. That was a big upgrade over stock. I'd highly recommend it. Your ass kills you at the end of the day. In this seat, you kind of sit back here and it's great. There is one that's more comfortable. I believe it's called the XL, which is wider here. I still do a lot of off-road standing, so this seat's great for all around street and off-road. I'd recommend it. What else I got here? Acerbis frame guards. These are the 450R frame guards. At the time they didn't have any for the X or the L. These frame guards you have to trim right here. On the other side, I believe I had to trim as well. Yeah, all along here I trimmed. They've been good. I guess they provide a bit of extra grip. I'm not too sure. I usually don't grip the frame too much. I'm usually more of a open leg, swinging everywhere kind of guy. But they do protect it from wearing away the finish on the frame. I deleted the chain guard, so I just chopped it off. Took a little like grinding sanding pad and sanded it down flat. The kickstands is powder coated black. The levers are stock. They're powder coated black because I broke a set and needed another pair. This bike has seen some abuse and it's been pretty good. So honestly, it's great. You just change the oil and put gas in it. She's good. I have another OEM air filter that I switch out. I'm going to be doing that soon, so maybe I'll set the camera up and take the seat off, show you my Bazaz piggyback and the air filter swap. I did the graphics kit. Obviously this is a Decal Works kit. I highly recommend them. They're great, super fast. They're a little expensive, but I like it. You know, this is their design. I just changed the colors. I did the 450X rear fender, plate, bracket, and signals. So this one I get asked about a lot. Usually there's a big honking bracket back here. The plate hangs down to here. There's a light under there, and signals hang out to here. The stock signals are great, but once they ripped out once, they kept falling out over and over again. So this is the 450X rear fender. You have to cut the subframe right here, and then this pretty much just slips right on. And then the wiring, this little light I got off Amazon. It's a 450X tail light. It doesn't come with the fender. This bracket I made out of some aluminum. My plate recently ripped off. I didn't believe it, but a lot of people said you have to support the whole plate or the way it wiggles will break off. Well, it started to rip off here. I don't know if it was from my falling, but then my last ride, it just ripped right off. So I have a new plate I just picked up. I'm going to be putting that on. The signals are just some universal signals I got off Rocky Mountain ATV. Just drill a hole, push them in there, put a little bit of silicone to seal it. The wires are coming back to this one, crosses to the other side, and I spliced them all behind here. You know, I did everything I can to shave weight on this bike for the type of riding I do. You know, all my friends have full MX bikes or KTM, Betas, Huskies, super trail bikes, right? And I'm here on this tank trying to keep up with them in the single track. So I did everything I could to shave weight. I think maybe I could do more. I heard people doing swing arm changes to R swing arm. That's a little crazy in my opinion, but hey, maybe I'll do it someday. You can see here I just did front signal delete. These are the factory brackets that I modified. It's the same shape and everything. I just added this plate of like steel, drilled the hole and plugged that in and spliced into the original signals. They're pretty bright. I'll show them off here. I don't know if I know how to turn the bike on. Other way. So they're only 2-wire. I wish I kind of got 3-wire to retain the amber running light. I believe the rear didn't have 3-wire. It was just 2. I'm not too sure. Maybe they did. I don't know. Here they are. pretty bright, I think. During the day, I still run hand signals because it's such a small, nimble bike. I just want to let people know what I'm doing. I'll flash my brake light if I see someone behind me on the road. Brake light's pretty bright, it's all LED. I only have that rigged up to the front lever. I got rid of the one here. You know, it already passed safety from the factory, so it's not gonna get safety again in my ownership, so got rid of that, save more weight. I don't know, it's just me. On the road, I never hit my back brake anyways. On the road, I'm front brake. Off-road, I'm all back brake. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Giant loop handlebar bag. This is a DID V3X chain. I have 3 of these chains for the different wheels I have. I'll show you that now. Over here on the wall. All right, over here on the wall, I have 2 other sets of wheels. So I run supermoto quite a bit with this bike. This bike is amazing, a supermoto trim. I love it. These are the Warp 9s. Basic colors, red with black, 36 spoke front, 32 spoke rear, 47 tooth rear sprocket. You know, it's a great value. I find these Warp 9s that come with the brake rotors, the bearings, the sprocket, everything you need. You just need the spacers. So these are extra spacers I got. I'm running them tubeless, so I have a tubeless stem on here. I'm using the 3M super sealing tape along the middle. Then these are my 50/50 wheel and tire setup. A friend of mine bought a Yamaha Tenere. He planned to do a lot of, you know, dual sporting, but we never really got into that too much. I've only brought the bike out once with him with these wheels, and yeah, they're actually up for sale right now. I don't know if I'm going to sell them or not. I posted them a little bit cheaper for what I have into them. These are the Aniki Wilds, 21 front, 18 rear, so they're the exact same size as the stock wheels. Might keep them just as an extra set of wheels if I ever bend those ones up. I am running the tubes in them. I didn't do the tubeless. Rim lock, yeah, they're great. But after riding full non-DOT wheels on the dirt, I try not to hit anything crazy with these. Sand, mud, you're pretty much fucked. These are good fire road wheels. You know, you can still turn on them. They're pretty good. They're really smooth on the highway. I did a 50 tooth in the rear, so it's not the greatest on the trails and stuff, but on the highway, you know, the RPMs are still down. 47 tooth on the full supermotos, keep your RPMs down. The bike will still do 150 kilometers an hour. I'm not too sure what that is in miles, but yeah. All right, so I set the camera up. I'm just gonna take the seat off, change the air filter, and show you guys the Bazaz tuner system that I have on it, and I'll talk a little bit about that. All right, so this is with the seat off. You can see I have this Bazaz tuner sitting right there. That's where the location of Bazaz created it. I guess the only beneficial thing about the Vortex is that you don't have to add something like this here. You can just switch this out. And the Vortex comes with all those different settings, but for me to get it here in Canada, it was around $1,200 after shipping, which is a little crazy for me. A little bit about mapping a bike is, okay, you put this exhaust on, and let's say I modify the airbox, which I did a bit. I took off the top, and I also took off the back spark baffle thing. A little bit about that is, okay, I bought this tuner with a pre-programmed tune from Bazaz, which was designed down in California on their bike, not my bike. So where I live, the elevation is different, the temperature is different, there's all these different things. The bike is different too. So it's set up for their bike, and same with the Vortex. I would recommend, if you got a Vortex, going to get a custom tune made. So that's what I did. I went down the Champion Cycle in Toronto with my supermoto wheels. You don't want to run knobbies on the dyno, but they dynoed it, and I believe it made 41 horsepower to the wheel, and there were spots that the map was lean. Now maybe on their dyno, I seen their dyno graph, it wasn't lean from when they uploaded this onto their website, but on my bike it was. So that could have actually made my bike blow up a bit, I guess. Maybe hurt it, you know, detonation. So I paid Champion Cycle, I think it was like $300. This here is about $300, so $600 Canadian. I have a custom map for my CRF450L. $1,200 I was looking at a Vortex, and then I would still want to find someone to make me a custom map, because that map was designed in California. Doesn't matter if there's little dials and things and you could switch. All those different maps are not designed for your bike, where you're living. So after the dyno, I made 45 wheel horsepower, which kind of sucks. I wish it was like 60. Little bit of the future of this bike is, I love supermoto. I went to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park about a month ago, and I did their small track, kind of like a small kart track, with this bike in supermoto trim. Leaning it over is the greatest feeling in the world. This bike feels so great, but it is limiting to that area of riding, you know what I mean? Like I said earlier, this bike can keep up with everything in the different riding areas, but it's not the greatest. So on single track, it's a heavy pig. It still can't keep up. It's got good download power. It can go anywhere I want, but it's a big bike. And maybe next year I'm gonna be getting something a little smaller I can ride. And this bike I'm gonna be doing a full build on. So I'm gonna upload some more videos in the future if you guys wanna subscribe and watch out for those. But I'm gonna be pulling the engine. I'm gonna be doing the San Diego Powerhouse cam. That's a good 16, 17 horsepower, I've heard, that adds. Not gonna touch the piston. We got on these bikes 3 piston rings for a little bit of that reliability. On a normal 450R, you don't want to be cruising on the highway, you know, just 120 kilometers an hour going downtown Toronto with a 2 piston ring, I guess you could say, like race bike mode. It would blow up. This bike is geared transmission wise and engine wise to be a good road bike as well as a good trail bike. So yeah, I'm gonna be powder coating everything I can. I have a little side business doing powder coating, so everything I can powder coat I will be powder coating. Frame, subframe, engine sides, or I guess you could say clutch cover and stator cover, the valve cover. I'm not going to disassemble the motor and get that all coated. I might send the forks out to get set up for supermoto, but I still might want to ride this bike off-road. I'm not sure. So in supermoto trim, I have been changing my sag settings to accommodate a good supermoto level. So right now it's about 110 millimeters compression in the rear, sag I mean. And supermoto I run 90 millimeters in the rear. And I lower these forks in the triple. There's another ring down here which gives you that better turn in. One thing I will be doing as well is probably a steering damper with some offset triple clamps to bring the rake in a little bit and get it away from that MX feel. It's going to sacrifice that high speed stability a bit, but the turn in and feel on supermoto tracks and turning would be a lot better to build heat in the front tire and better grip and confidence. When I first started riding supermoto, I had trouble building heat in the front wheel. Probably another good reason is because of the tires I'm running. I run the Dunlop Q3 Pluses, and those aren't the greatest tires to be using on a supermoto. A lot of people use them just street mode, but you need the softest compound you can for these light bikes. I didn't really know that. So my last track day, I ran tire warmers on a hot day, and I would go out and beat the shit out of this bike, lean it over, leg out, knee out, whatever I could. I'm still new at it. And I'd come back to the pits and my tire pressure went down and the temperature of the carcass went down as well, which is weird. Usually you go out on track and your tire pressures go up. So I was running tire warmers for that extra bit of safety. I was still able to lean the bike right over, could tell that the tires were starting to beat up a bit with the temperature change in them and release some of that glue, I guess you could say. But maybe next year I'm gonna get the Continental, can't remember, are they Continental? Yeah, there's Supermoto tires. I'll maybe post a link to them here. Yeah, but that's the bike, that's my mods. A little bit of the review is, it's a great bike. I love it. I'll probably never sell it. You know, in stock form, it sucks. Yes, you gotta spend some money on it to get it to a real dirt bike or whatever you want to do with it. I'm trying to do everything with it. It's my one bike to do everything, you know, bike nights, a little bit of road trips here and there. Full on, I don't do MX tracks, but you know, single track, gnarliest shit I can find. And then a little bit of dual sporting, you know, just go hit some country roads and the odd road allowance. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, so stay tuned in the future. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing a full build on this. Post up some different types of videos and maybe stripping it down, a raw powder coating of the frame. Everything I can powder coat I will be, like I said, and putting it back together, supermoto trim, starting to gather a little bit of parts here and there to get it towards that supermoto style of riding, and maybe get something else in the spring for a trail bike, something lighter, maybe 250 cc's. I like the 4-strokes, probably gonna stick to 4-stroke. I'm really liking that new CRF450 RX 2022. They just did some changes to that. I'm looking at that. Don't go buy it though, because I still need to get one. Yeah, that's the bike. This bike here, I'm going to be doing a full build on this, posting this on my YouTube channel as well. So if you want to see that, it's 07 CBR 1000. I'm doing some custom work to that. That's going to be a little bit of a longer build series, posting up everything I can. Getting into this YouTube stuff. I've been building stuff for a long time, and everyone said to, you know, share some of your builds. I've always kind of been scared of cameras, and maybe I'm at that age now where I'm not. I still need to learn how to speak English though, that's one thing. Alright guys, thanks a lot. Maybe subscribe and follow along.